So the first time I actually thought about killing myself, I was in college.
I was an abuser to people. I was an abuser to alcohol. I would punch holes in the wall. I snapped my phone in half, put my hands on people. Sometimes I couldn't even think straight. I would just snap. I need to do something before I actually succeed with killing myself.
You know what's crazy being filled with those things is you're the one that feels them. So on the outside, you look fine, but deep inside, you have issues going on, and you don't know how to deal with them, and you don't even know how to talk about them.
I was filled with anger. I was filled with rage. I was filled with a dream to play basketball.
Basketball was what I really loved to do and what I really felt like was gonna take me a lot of places and help my family out. So I worked hard. Like I was in the gym shooting on the gun. Like I'd be in the gym when it opened. I do 2 a days. So like now, I say a lot that without art, I honestly don't know what I would be doing or where I would be. And art has helped me to learn how to really dream big. Like basketball was one thing, playing in the WNBA, that's pretty major. But like now, I dream of inspiring like millions of people. Today we're having an art show, a solo art show called Lemonade, Turning Bitter Situations into Healing Restoration. I chose the title Lemonade because lemons are bitter, so life can get bitter sometimes, but you can also turn around. If you add sugar, it turns sweet. So right now we're putting up the last few pieces, the last few words, the last few poems, last few touches for people who walk through the door. Throughout the show, you'll see exactly what I've been through and what happened inside of like my house or what happened to me and my family. In the middle, we got where my dad's breastplate is, where he got shot. So I have a letter to my father and a letter for everybody to read. And I started with 3 cans at my grandma's house, so that's the transition. And we got a painted basketball, so I'm talking about tearing my ACL. And it's pretty intense for me internally, even though outside I'm like, but internally I'm like kind of nervous a little bit. Okay, nervous a lot. Yeah.
My name is Alberta Davis. DeNeer's my granddaughter. I've been knowing her all her life.
Oh man, all right, so a million things I can say about this woman, but I'm gonna just say she was my best friend. If I ain't have support from my grandma, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't know. You know, I was back and forth from my parents' home, so she made sure I was safe. Whether for me, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, whatever, she never turned us away.
We were evicted, and that was one of the toughest things, you know, that we had to go through. And I knew that we didn't have the money to pay the rent. It was just like, so we really don't have a place to stay, and we didn't. So I brought my stuff over here. My parents went and stayed at a hotel, and next thing I knew, it was a year gone by, 2 years gone by, 3 years gone by, 4 years gone by, and I'm like, dang. It was something big. It was a lot of tough nights, a lot of crying.
Back 20 years ago, it was a lot of drug activity going on around here and stuff like that.
I was working at Wendy's one night, and we were about to shut the dining room down, but it was just like any normal night, and heard the door go off. And next thing I know, I heard, lay down, this a stick up. So I was like, oh, this ain't, you know, this ain't real. did a double take, and he had the gun laying on the soda machine, and it was looking me dead in my face, and I was like, oh, shit. I remember his eyes were like, they were piercing yellow. That's all I could see was like these piercing yellow eyes. Like, I won't forget that. I'm gonna be honest, if you grow up and you see some of the things I see, like the gun was like, it was like at first it didn't seem real. And I was looking him in the eye, so he never pulled the trigger. And I ended up starting bringing like I won't call it a gun. I ain't have a gun, but I brought something, I started bringing my own thing to work.
Well, then she wasn't drawing or painting. She was trying to play basketball. That's all she ever wanted to do was play basketball. When she had the injury, she couldn't play basketball, so she was just here in the house laying back there in the bed, and then she started to draw, so it just expanded from that. It's just nice to see her do something that she really wants to do and that she's good at doing.
My name is John Koppelmeyer. I'm the Executive Director of the Ardell Arts Council. We're the coordinator of this project. We put together the partnerships and the dollars and hired DeNeer to do this. You know, the past couple years have been kind of tough. We've had a lot of division in our nation, our communities, here locally, and a lot of those kinds of big issues are tough to deal with. But on a local level, what you can do is through art. Art is a medium that all people can connect to. Art is something that shows you possibilities, shows you opportunities. When you're with a group of people and you engage in visual arts or music, it creates an opportunity for people to connect. And what we've already seen by the local neighborhood coming out and seeing what DeNeer has been doing, it's a way to connect and maybe start healing.
We've never had nothing like this done in our community. And we think that it's so amazing. And what I really think about that's so amazing is she allowed the kids to come out and let them interact with her, especially like him. He wants to draw, but by him watching her, that's an inspiration to my grandson.
Bring art to a place like this is something to uplift the community and the kids and the base, and that message about peace and love and unity is always going to be there. So once a kid know what unity is and love and peace, understand what that crown means, I think it's uplifted for the whole community and all of Statesville.
Just what I've learned from DeNeer and her journey, her having her dream as a basketball star, and her going through depression and feeling like, what am I going to do with my life at this time? She internalized that and changed it and found another dream.
When I was 29 years old, I tried to commit suicide, and I almost connected. I just had some, imbalances. I had some things I was dealing with. I was drinking. I was doing, every now and again I would take prescription pills. So I'm like, I've already tried to kill myself. So what's next? What more can you do? I need to do something before I actually succeed with killing myself. I ain't seen nobody in my family go to therapy. And if they go to therapy, they don't talk about it. So it was really hard to ask for help, but it was worth it. And in my first session, I just cried. Stuff I dealt with in my childhood was one of the reasons why. I also think I had to forgive myself for some of the things I've done to other people because I was an aggressive person. So, we talk about abusive relationships a lot. And here I am walking around everything cool, and I've been an abuser, So that's what therapy helped me with. And so I started realizing responsibility and ownership, and stop blaming things that happened in my past for why I am who I am today. And after that, I just started reading on what meditation is, how it can slow your mind down, and I just was let me try it. If I want to stare at that tree right now and I think about nothing, my brain can go silent. It's pretty cool. I never dreamed of doing stuff like this then. When I did personal development, they started talking about writing your dreams and your goals down. And I was like, well, why not dream big? I am greatness, I am peace, I am prosperity, I am abundance, I am joy, I am calmness, I am light, I am grace. So these are like my different journals. The idea behind them is to start speaking like positive things into my mindset. And like I start my mornings with prayer, meditation, journaling, and like 15 minutes of yoga. In school, I always wanted to be different, but we didn't have the money to be different, right? So when I got the opportunity to do shoes, I want to make something different. I want you to ask me like, where you get them shoes from? I'd be like, I did them. So then I can do you a pair, and you'll have a one-of-one. My brand built on love too, like love. That's what I stand on. I had dreams of playing in the WNBA, and the dream was realistic. It really was happening for me. And then I ended up getting hurt. I ended up tearing my ACL. In life, if you ever had something that you loved so much and you just really knew this thing was gonna take you places, and then it's just taken away. It's like taking a bottle from a baby when they're hungry. Yeah, it hurt. I felt like I was supposed to be a basketball player. I've worked so hard at this thing that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. So it kind of was first a resistance to jump into the space of the more organized art world and learning more about like who these people are. And then as it just started flowing and people started asking me for more things and I started fitting in these spaces, I was like, maybe this really is what I'm meant to do. Right now, we are currently in Spartanburg, South Carolina, in front of the Black Lives Matter mural. Each one of us had our own letters, and I had the letter I. Being chosen made me feel like you got something to say. It was like someone thought enough that my art is powerful enough to say a statement, and a statement so bold that they wanted my art down here. It made me feel good, like your voice is being heard. That's just how it felt.
I tell her all the time how inspiring she is. And I'm glad to see that other people can see it too.
People are listening to the things that we have to say as artists, and art sparks change. You know, it's like art of protest, it sparks change. It starts conversations, and conversations start leading to change.
Because of her story, because of her growth, because of where she come from, you know, her neighborhood, poverty, how she came from that, self-taught as a artist. I think it's real good for her community to see that you can start somewhere, but that's not where you need to finish at. She didn't have to tell me that. I just saw it through the work.
I had to turn in this rendering right here. And this rendering it has a Martin Luther King quote on there. So it says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl, but by all means, keep moving. I want them to know to come together, unity and oneness, and then of course, love. Because everything to me revolves around love. And then I got this crown in the middle so that they can represent like being kings and queens, gods and goddesses. So when they come on this court and play, you know, they think they're royalty, you know. So it's all empowerment and encouraging. I think my younger self would think two things. One, they would be laughing because I'm an artist. And two, I feel like they would be proud because I am doing good things as an artist. But I think they would be laughing because I was so like, ball is life. And I'm not playing ball anymore. But I'm using the same, you know, like the hard work ethic to do things. So I think that they would be proud and, you know, laughing. I do cry. I do. I'm not like a big crier, but I cry. I know it's meant for me, but it be feeling unreal. Like when I got this court, I like cried because I was like, wow. I wrote this down in my journal and manifested. First, I want to thank everybody for coming out. This really means a lot to me. As you can see through the show, it's called Lemonade AID. So turning your bitter situations into healing restorations. And as you can see, I've had plenty of bitter situations. I really want to give a shout out to my mom and dad, y'all, for real. Like, they in the building. Y'all could clap it up for them. We done kind of been through a lot as a family. We done lost our house, you know what I mean? My dad been shot, my mom done had surgery, like grandma fell into a coma, had breast cancer. So it's like, it's been real, like life has been really real, and I done had my own troubles. So just to see you guys and see all your faces here today, that really mean a lot, and I actually might shed a tear.
Love you, DeNeer.
I just want to say thank you. Lemonade, when life give you lemons, you know what I'm saying? Add some cane sugar and some water and sweeten it up and let's go, let's get it.